Okay, so thanks everybody for hopping on. I wanted to start with going over some of the things that they talked about on Super Saturday. I know some of you were there, but some of you weren't. And also because they just released the Rank Up Roadmap. So I just wanted to have you guys look at that super quickly because there's really some awesome stuff in there. So let me share my screen with you. All right, here we go. So, and if you've already looked into this, just bear with me. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because there's a ton of stuff in there. But I wanted to just show you guys all how to get there. So you're going to log into your back office, go to training, Super Saturday. Okay, so guys, if you've tried this and it hasn't worked, which, okay, this is perfect. I'm logging in with my husband's account. So if this happened to you, said site not found, what you need to do is go into account services and, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. Hang on here. I don't think that's it. No. Okay, sorry. Account services and my settings. I think I posted this on my team page. Yeah, here we go. I don't know why, guys, this makes no sense to me. I don't know why this is even connected to the training section of your back office, but it is. So you need to uncheck this box. Check this box to disable anyone. I don't even really know what that box totally means. Just uncheck it and then save your settings. And then you should be able to get to the Super Saturday. Oh, my computer's super slow. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Popped up in another window and I couldn't get it. Okay, so it'll pop up in a new window. And so this is just a review of all of the stuff that they talked about in Super Saturday. It was a 4-hour training. So it was long, but there was lots of good stuff in there. They put together a bunch of videos and a bunch of content that is really, really helpful, really encouraging, really inspiring. This is Jen Hawkins. She's actually our upline, so that's kind of fun that she's the first video that we see. None of us would be here if it weren't for her. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that. And then when you scroll down, oh, it's not on this one, but let's go to Build Your Vision. So there's little videos in each of these sections, but when you scroll down and you download the link, it's different for each section. But when you download the link, if I'm remembering right, it's showing their slides, the PowerPoint slides that they went through. So it's really, really great, a great tool for us. And especially if you're just getting started or if you have people on your team who are just getting started, it is a lot of information, but this is all the tools that you need to get going. So if you haven't already kind of looked around in there, definitely do that. It's going to take you some time, so just take it in bite-sized pieces. Okay, so this was my favorite part of Super Saturday. Make sure that you look at this video, Share Plexus. So I'm not even totally sure who this girl is. She's not an ambassador, I don't think, but she's incredible. She talked about storytelling and how to tell stories and the power of telling stories. And this was absolutely my favorite part of Super Saturday. So be sure to watch her video. And I'm going to bring this up because we're going to go back to this later in a little bit. I think that's going to pull it up in another, window. Hang on. Sorry, I can't, the little menu keeps, shoot, the Zoom menu keeps popping down and I can't see my, there we go. Okay, maybe I won't go back to that because I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. All right, so let's get started with the PowerPoint then. Okay. So I'm not feeling very well. My voice is coming back, but I feel like I'm getting a horrible cold, so bear with me here. So this call is a little bit different than the calls I've done in the past. I typically have done really kind of practical business steps and training, but I wanted to just spend a little time encouraging you guys and kind of pumping you up and just trying to communicate the incredible opportunity that we have in front of us and hopefully motivate you guys a little bit because this is just a huge time for our business. Typically January through April is just a really, really incredible time. People obviously, you know, we've all made New Year's resolutions. People are trying to stick to that. And then when we hit March, people are starting to think about summer and getting into shorts and bathing suits and getting healthy and working out. So this stretch of time, 4 or 5 months, is typically really, really huge for our business. And so hopefully I will kind of teach you some, not so much business skills necessarily, but something a little bit different. Okay, so we talked a little bit about Super Saturday. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these things for a minute. So we have to think about these major keys in our business if we, obviously our goal is consistent growth, right? We want strong growth and we want consistent growth. So because of this, I think, and I've been talking, to people on our team about this a lot lately, so it's kind of been on my mind a lot. I think we're all really quick to offer up wholesale pricing to people who are interested in products. And while there definitely are scenarios where that's going to get somebody off the fence, you are definitely going to have people who, money is really, really tight for them. And the only way it's feasible is to go wholesale. But I want to caution you against signing every single customer up as a wholesale customer, because this is going to fill your team with wholesale ambassadors, and your team doesn't grow with wholesale ambassadors. So just something to keep in mind as you're presenting, presenting the different options for people. Obviously, we have retail, preferred, and wholesale. But, as you're presenting those options, I wouldn't go to wholesale right away. I think, we need to be thinking about this as what fits them best, what suits their needs the best. So it's just tough to create momentum with a team full of wholesale ambassadors. So just something to definitely keep in mind. I think you need to be confident when you're presenting the preferred option. It's still a really good deal. I don't know if you guys have taken a look at other companies that are out there. There's a really awesome document. If you don't have Plexus Power Tools, definitely get it. It's a website, plexuspowertools.com, and it's like a $10 yearly fee. But it has so many really, really great documents on products and also on business. And they have a document in Plexus Power Tools that it's awesome. It's like a spreadsheet. It breaks down and compares our company to, I think, 10 or 12 maybe other popular companies out there. It breaks down their products, what their products do, and how much their products are, what you can expect with their products, and then compares it to ours. Go through the entire thing. Nobody's products compare to ours. Nobody's products are cheaper than ours. Nobody's products are as comprehensive as ours. They don't address every single aspect of health that our products address. some of them, you start out with this, but, if you want a probiotic, you have to order that separately. So, you obviously are going to get people who think it's expensive, but be confident that our products actually are cheaper than anything else out there, and they hit on more key aspects of health than any other products out there. So be confident when presenting that preferred option. We don't always have to offer the cheapest price right out the gate. So, if someone starts out as a preferred customer, have them try it for a few months. And if they're really loving the products, then flip them over and have them become a wholesale ambassador. If they're really loving the products, they're much more likely to share it with one or two friends. And, that's a way for them to get their foot in the door with this business. So yeah, just have confidence when you're presenting that preferred option. Let's see. Yeah, so when sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. So when, someone has started off as a preferred customer, and after a few months, you can easily say to them, like, hey, I know you've been loving the products. Would you be interested in getting your products paid for? And of course, they're going to say yes. So perfect. Sign them up as a wholesale ambassador and tell them, you know what, it only takes 3 to 5 customers to cover the cost of your products. So work with them, have them make a list of 3 to 5 people that they think might, be able to use these products or want to join in with them, so that they're not just flipping over to a wholesale ambassador, but they're flipping and also, hopefully bringing a few people with them. Because people are much more likely to stick around if their products are paid for, right? Just kind of makes sense. And then the last reason you don't want to be too quick to fill up your team with wholesale ambassadors is because you don't make as much money. If someone is your ambassador, your level 1, and they're in it just for the products, they aren't sharing the products with anybody, you will make $15 off of them each month, assuming they're on, the triplex. So if that same person is on the triplex as your preferred customer, you're going to make $20 off of their order every month, plus commission. So either 25% of that, of their order, or 15% of that order, depending on what your overall PV is every month. So you make less money, right? So it just doesn't always make sense to fill your team with wholesale ambassadors. Okay, and having said that, speaking of wholesale ambassadors, I'm going to touch on backup orders. We all know what our backup order is. That's our personal order every month. That's how we get our products. And if you're on this call, you should have your backup order on. If you're on this call, you are committed. And if you're committed, you need to be a product of the product. And in order to be a product of the product, you need to be getting your products every month. You need to be consistent with your products. The easiest way to do that, the best way to do that, is to have your backup order on so that you don't ever have to think about logging in or manually ordering your products every month. I guarantee you're going to forget. We all have tons of other things going on in our life, and you're going to forget to order, and you're going to run out of your product. And if you're not taking your product consistently, then it's not working the way it's supposed to work. So if you're on this call, you need to have your backup order on. I'm not usually a stickler for things, I'm kind of more of I'm going to love you where you're at, but on this issue, it really does need to be non-negotiable. And going, along that line of thought. So sometimes people will sign up for wholesale pricing, but they're afraid to put their backup order on. So, and this is a tough situation because the same thing goes for them. If their backup order isn't on, then they're not getting their products consistently. They're running out. They're, forgetting to reorder, and their products aren't working the way they're supposed to. And especially if it's a wholesale customer or wholesale ambassador, that's going to affect what they think about the product. So, if you think about it, there really is no difference whether they're a preferred customer, they're getting a regular order every month. They're getting an auto ship order every month. Just because they're a wholesale ambassador doesn't mean that they should not be getting their products every month. I really, really always encourage everybody who's starting the products to give it 90 days, to give it 90 consistent days before they decide how their body is reacting to these products. And that's not just a Plexus thing. It's a general supplement rule for any new supplement you're going to take. So obviously, we all need to lead by example and having our backup orders on, but we need to make it clear to new customers that if they aren't comfortable with having their backup order on, then maybe it might be a better idea for them to start as a preferred customer. And then after a couple months, when they are liking the products and they feel more comfortable, they can switch over to be a wholesale customer or wholesale ambassador. And I think you guys, you're probably thinking like, okay, well, how on earth am I going to present that to them? How do I communicate that to them? And I think we need to just kind of change how we are viewing the situation. I think we need to view this situation and phrase it like, okay, Sally, let's figure out which option suits you best. So, you know, you can go preferred and you get your products every month. It's a great price. You get a discount, and after your 4th month, you get an even bigger discount. You can also go wholesale, but if you do that, then it's really important for you to have your backup order on. That's the exact same scenario as if you're a preferred customer. That's how you're going to get your products every month. You need to give this 90 solid, consistent days to get your, first of all, to get your money's worth out of it, and second of all, to really be able to accurately judge how the products are working for you. The best way to do that is to have your backup order on. So I think we just need to phrase it. Are they comfortable with that? Great, let's do that. Are they not comfortable with that? Great, that's totally fine. We get that. Let's start you out as preferred and see a couple months down the road, we'll revisit the wholesale option. Another way to, if you are having someone who's signing up as a wholesale customer, get on the phone with them. Don't let them, I don't want to say don't let them, don't have them sign up on their own. Walk them through the sign up, and that way when you get to the backup order part, then you can explain to them, okay, great, so you ordered your Triplex welcome pack, perfect, we got that in your cart. Here's the spot where we are going to set up your personal order every month. We want to make sure you're getting your products. We don't want you to run out. It's super important for you to not miss any days on, you know, in your first 90 days. So we're going to set up your personal order as your Triplex. Okay, perfect. It's going to ship this day. If you're walking them through that, they understand what it is. And if they do that on their own and they don't set up their backup order, I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced this, it's really hard to chase people down and get them to turn it on. So if you can prevent that from ever happening in the first place, they will be set up for success so much better than if you know, they're trying to have to remember to log in on their own and do it. So backup orders are just so important. And it's not just because we want people to be worth points to us every month. It's because we want them to be on their products consistently and to have the best experience, especially as they're starting out. If someone's spotty with their products, there's a good chance that they're going to feel like, yeah, this isn't really doing what I want it to do. And then they're going to quit. So backup orders are just so important for ambassadors who are working the business, and also for anyone who's in it for the wholesale pricing. Okay. Let's see. All right. So here comes the pump up part, the motivation part. A big part of this business, if you haven't already experienced it, I assure you, you will. A big part of this business is personal growth. And I remember hearing people say that, and I remember thinking like, all right, sure, okay, whatever. I don't really know what that means. I don't know how I'm going to grow personally, but okay. I don't really have like the desire or the drive to do that, but we'll see. And it's just true. If are serious about this business, if you are in this for the long haul, long term, then you're going to need to grow personally. And I think probably the most common area that all of us could use personal growth is in confidence. And I say that from experience. I was not confident in myself, in the way I presented this business, in the way, in the business opportunity. I just wasn't, I wasn't confident in that. So I just think this is such a huge, huge, huge thing for us to master. And I don't know if we can ever master it, actually, but it's a huge thing for us to work on. And a huge part of your success is exuding confidence. People are drawn to confidence. So I hope that I will be able to instill a little bit of confidence in you all by the time that I end this call. And I know this business it can be scary sometimes. We're afraid to reach out to our friends and family. We're afraid that they're going to think we're just selling something. We're afraid that they're going to think that we're just seeing them as a dollar sign and that we don't really care about them and about, their lives. And we all know that that is not true. And I think you have to cling to that. You have to take that and use it every single day. Know that where your motivation from this business comes from. Of course, it's awesome that we're able to make some extra income off of this, but if your primary motivation isn't to help people, you're not going to last. You're not going to make it. And so I think we have to go back to that. When we are afraid to reach out to somebody, when we're afraid to say something to a friend or a family member, afraid of what they're going to think of us, in your heart that you love them, that you genuinely want the best for them. You want them to feel better. You want them to be the best mom or the best dad or grandma or aunt that they can possibly be. And our products help with that. So, you want people to be able to get out of the financial hardships that they are stuck in. And that is your motivation. And so don't let fear of what could happen make nothing happen. I love that quote because I think that is so true. We have to get past that fear. Thinking will not overcome fear, but action will. And I think this is really, really true, especially when we're first starting out. We're all a little bit afraid to start posting, or we're all afraid to reach out to that dream teamer that we just would love to have on our team. But the only way to overcome that fear is by action. The only way to get over your fear of posting or to get over your fear of reaching out to your friends and family is through action. It's I guess kind of like riding a bike. It's something that's scary at first and you're afraid you're going to fall over and scrape your knee, and maybe you will, but you have to get back on and you have to keep going. And pretty soon you're going to be on that bike, you're going to be zooming around the block, and you're going to be doing just fine, and you're going to think it was silly that you were ever even so scared to take your training wheels off. So I think that practice, the more you practice, the more you act, the easier that it will become. And I think that as we are, hang on, let me make sure I'm just not leaving anything out here. Oh, okay. I think we're also afraid of failure. I know I was absolutely afraid of failure. I still am afraid to set goals because I'm afraid that I'm not going to reach those goals. And that's just so detrimental to my business. And I have been, that's one of my, I guess you could say, New Year's resolutions this year, is to set specific goals. And, don't be afraid of failing. I firmly, firmly believe if you work this business consistently, if you work this business effectively, if you are genuine, if you're authentic, if you care for others, if you're coachable, if you commit to 1 year of action doing those things, you will not fail. You won't fail. Our products are too good. Our compensation plan is too good. You can't fail if you do those things and you do them consistently. If you let your motivation be caring for others and pouring into others and serving others, you're not going to fail. People will see that. People will see your heart for them, and they will appreciate you, and they'll see how genuine you are. So don't be afraid of failure. Be coachable, be consistent, be genuine, be authentic for a year, and you won't fail. You can't conquer fear by going around it. You just have to go through it. One thing that they talked about in Super Saturday, and this was something that I was hoping to go through with you a little bit, but it looks like, I don't know, it's not pulling up, so I'm not going to mess with it. But they talked a lot about self-talk. And I think that is so important. I think we really have to pay attention to our self-talk. It's almost, I don't know, I guess it's just nature. It's totally natural to be hard on yourself without even realizing it. Your brain just automatically tells you, or at least me, this is how I am. I don't know, or maybe you guys are different, but my brain just tells me, like, you're not going to achieve that goal. Don't set that goal, because there's no way you can do that. There's no way you can sign up that many people. Your PV is not going to be that high. So don't even set that goal for yourself. And I think that we have to overcome that. We need to replace that narrative with a positive and affirming narrative. Our trainer at Super Saturday, she talked about taking time to actually write down the negative things that you tell yourself, your negative self-talk. Write them down on a note card or a piece of paper, and get another piece of paper out and write down the opposite of those things. Replace that negative self-narrative with a positive and affirming narrative. And it doesn't happen overnight. Your brain is not going to switch overnight. But if you put the intentionality into switching that narrative, then that is going to be huge guys. Okay. I totally forgot that I canceled my Zoom membership, and now it's kicking me off. Anyway, replace that narrative. Hang on, guys. I'm going to see how many more slides I have here. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm going to go over this stuff super quickly. Okay. All right. Another really, really important thing, this is something that I have been really, really working on, is expanding your network. Eventually you're gonna run out. I'm not going to say run out, but you're gonna go through the majority of your friends and family, and it's so important to continue to expand your network. And this, for me, this is something that is really enriching for me, to meet new friends. I live in a small town. I didn't grow up here. I don't have a whole lot of friends, and that's been really, really hard for me. So this has been something that has been just good for me in life, not just from a business standpoint. Expand your network. Find some Facebook groups of people you have stuff in common with. moms groups, Bible studies, MOPS, host girls' night out or a guys' night out or girls' night in or guys' night in. But pour into people and really establish those friendships and those relationships before you start talking to someone about Plexus, because there has to be a foundation there. If you don't want people to think you're just trying to sell them something, then you have to establish a relationship with them first. I listened to this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, on the way to convention last year and loved it. It has awesome stories and just really practical tips for how to engage with people and, for lack of a better term, like how to get people to like you. But what I really love about it is that it genuinely is it should be called How to Pour Into People, because that really is what it's about. And that's, I just really, really enjoyed that book. Okay, so I wish I had more time, you guys. This is frustrating to me, but your what versus your why. So I think it's really easy for us to come up with a why that's actually a what. So for example, the example I have here, if your why is paying off debt, that's not it. That's not your why. That's your what. Your why needs to have some emotion attached to it. So you're not doing Plexus to pay off debt. You're doing Plexus to pay off your debt so you can take the pressure off of your husband, so that he can be home more with you and with your kids, so that you can take the vacation that you've always wanted to take. You can take the road trip that you've always wanted to take because your husband can actually take the time off of work. So when you're thinking about your why, make sure that you think about, okay, what does this actually look like? If I can accomplish this thing, what is that going to look like in my life? What is that going to make my life look like? My family's life look like? So take that a step further in differentiating your what versus your why. And I think when you have that emotion attached to it, when you have that vision of what this business can do for you, then that really, really is a huge motivator for you. Okay, so I talked a little bit about goals. I would really, really encourage you guys to write out your goals. Establish monthly goals, establish yearly goals, and write them down. When you write down your goals, you're much more likely to achieve them. They're there for you to see and work towards. And so, it's great to have them in your brain, but it's even better to have them written down and mapped out. They need to be, attainable. They need to be measurable. They need to have a timetable on them. And they talked about goals too in the Super Saturday training. So they listed out their SMART acronym, and I don't have time to go through it now. So log into the Super Saturday training material, and you'll see that section on goals. But big goals are great. Small goals are great. If it's to add one person to your team this month, that's a great goal. If it's to be gold in 3 months, that's a great goal. I just think just the practice of getting into the habit of thinking of goals and writing them down is really, really huge for your success. So I also wanted to touch on convention. As far as I know, it's not sold out, which is great. It's in Las Vegas again this year. Convention is huge. It's so awesome to be in a room with 12,000 other people who are doing what you're doing, who are committed to the things you're committed to. You will learn a ton about the company and how incredible our executives are. They always roll out some really fun stuff. In the past, they've introduced new products, which is really exciting. Right after convention, that kicks off the Leaders Retreat contest. And it's really fun to be all together as a team, too. It's, we see each other on Facebook, but it's so awesome to be able to be in the same room and to get to actually have conversations with each other. And I promise you, if you go to convention, your business will never be the same. You will be motivated, you'll be inspired, and you'll be fired up. Do whatever you have to do to get there. Set aside money every month. You know, it's just so worth it. Register now. And if it doesn't work out, you can cancel your registration later. But it would be just tragic if you, if it was when, I'm not going to say if because it's going to sell out. So it would be tragic if you didn't get a spot for your registration. So just register now, figure out the details later. If it doesn't work out, you can always cancel your registration. And then, so this is our, I just wanted to hit on this super quickly. You guys have probably all heard about this by now, but this is our really fun January incentive, Jumpstart January. I've heard really awesome things about this, this watch. Anybody who has one says they really love it. So 3 new ambassadors with a welcome pack, 3 new customers with 50 PV, and then 500 PV get you this watch. And I know some of you guys have already gotten it. So, let's see. Oops. I think that's it. That's all I have for you guys. So, hopefully you're a little pumped up. Hopefully you're a little motivated, and I gave you guys something to think about. It's great to have, you know, the basics of our business, how to reach out, how to follow up, how to share authentically. But I feel like this is the next step. This is the next layer. This is the behind the scenes motivation for you guys getting out there every day and continuing to be positive and be successful. If you don't remember anything else I said, remember, just be confident. Be confident in yourself. Be confident in our products. They are changing lives. Be confident in our business model because it's changing lives. So anyway, okay, I have less than a minute, and I just want to say thank you guys all for hopping on. If you have any questions or anything, you guys always know that I'm happy to help you in any way I can. But praying for you guys regularly, and just so thankful that you all are on my team. So I hope you guys all have a great night and a great weekend. Thanks, everybody.